In 1966 at MIT, people were sharing their most personal problems with a computer program, a therapist called ELIZA. Some of them could hardly believe there was no human on the other side. Even the secretary of the man who created it asked him to leave the room so she could talk to it privately. But it turns out ELIZA understood nothing, not a single sentence. So, in this video, the first one in my new AI for Beginners series, I want to answer the most basic question of all. What actually is AI? So, let's start from the beginning. Let me show you a typical conversation. You say, "I'm tired." ELIZA answers, "How long have you been tired?" You mention your wife. It asks about your family. Feels like it's listening, right? But under the hood, the whole trick fits in a few lines of code. ELIZA scanned your sentence for keywords from a fixed list. I am X. Reply with, "How long have you been X?" And the word wife? It sits in the family keyword group. So ask about family. And if no keyword was found, just fall back to please go on. That's it. Pattern matching and a list of handwritten templates. Combine together a few dozen rules like this, and you get the famous conversation from the original 1966 paper. Feel free to pause this video and go through it. And it turns out that you can break this algorithm very easily. Tell it, "I'm banana," and it would seriously ask you how long you've been banana. Ask what you said a minute ago, and it just dodges, "Why do you ask?" It didn't learn, it didn't understand meaning, it couldn't do anything its author didn't hardcode. Every response pattern was written by a human in advance. So, here is what surprised me when I was preparing this video. Technically, textbooks do count ELIZA as AI. I expected the opposite. But historically, AI wasn't defined by how the system works inside, it was defined by the task. If a machine performs a task that seems to require human intelligence, like holding a conversation, it counts. And much of that early era of AI was exactly this: handwritten rules and symbols with hardly any learning involved. So, the broadest definition is exactly that. Artificial intelligence is any system performing tasks that seem to require human intelligence. By the way, the term AI itself was coined in 1956 at a small summer workshop at Dartmouth College 10 years before ELIZA. But when we say AI today, we usually mean something more. A system associated with learning, reasoning, problem solving, perception, and decision making. So a system that learns from data instead of following handwritten rules, that generalizes so it handles situations it has never seen before, that acts toward a goal and adapts when things change. Notice, ELIZA had none of this. It sat in the AI category only because of the task it performed. So, notice what just happened. We have switched lenses. The old definition asked what task the machine does. The modern one asks what's going on inside. Is it learning, generalizing, adapting? Keep both in mind, because for the rest of the video we will judge every example on both. So, let's test this on 3 examples: a calculator, a spam filter, and LLM chatbot like ChatGPT or Claude. Which of these is AI? The calculator? No. Both lenses agree here. By the task, nobody today looks at the arithmetic and thinks that takes intelligence. It's a fixed, mechanical procedure. And by what's inside, it doesn't learn, generalize, or adapt, and it isn't pursuing any goal. You press a button, it runs one operation. So, not AI. The spam filter, if it learns from millions of examples what spam looks like and adapts when spammers change tactics, then definitely yes. Nowadays, hardly anyone thinks of it as AI, but it checks the boxes. And notice, this depends entirely on what's inside. A simple filter that's just a handwritten keyword block list, like for free, act immediately, is ELIZA all over again, and wouldn't really qualify as an AI system. So it's the learning part that matters here. And with the same task but different insights, we get different answers. And the LLM chatbot? Definitely yes. The clearest case. Learned from enormous amounts of data, generalizes to questions nobody ever asked before, works toward the goal you give it, so all the features we listed. And one more pair I really like, a classic thermostat versus a smart one. The classic thermostat follows a single handwritten rule. Temperature drops below the target, heating turns on. No learning, no adaptation, so not AI. But a smart thermostat that learns your daily schedule and adjusts by itself, that one checks our boxes. So it's just like with the spam filter. Same task, but whether it's AI comes down to what's inside. Is it learning or just following a fixed rule? And one more thing before we finish. Did you notice what happened with that spam filter? There's a name for it, the AI effect. When AI starts working reliably, we often stop calling it AI. Chess engines were AI, now they are just programs. Face unlock on your phone, just a feature. As one saying goes, AI is whatever hasn't been done yet. So the answer to what is AI just keeps moving. So what is AI? Two answers really. Historically, any system doing a task that seems to need human intelligence. That's why ELIZA counts. Today, a system that learns, generalizes, pursues a goal, and adapts. That's why we lean on what's inside. And because of the AI effect, the line keeps moving. Yesterday's AI becomes today's just software. So the honest answer is, what is AI is a moving target. And that's exactly why it's worth understanding how these systems actually work. Now, as for ELIZA fooling people back in 1966, there's a famous test built around exactly that idea, the Turing test. And it's what the next video in the series is about, as today's best LLMs are actually passing some versions of it. And right after that, I will continue defining AI topics, and I will talk about what is general AI among others. If there is an AI term you would like me to explain in this series, just let me know in the comments and I will be happy to create a video on it. And if you are finding this useful and want to be notified when I upload in this series, just like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.